Hello and good evening, wise. Coach T is a hot mess tonight, okay? Straight off the clock, straight off work. And I made a decision, to do this live strictly off obedience because I did not want to do it. And so I'm going to just go ahead and jump right on into this. I haven't even really put a title on here, but tonight's live is going to be a little deeper than my normal ones. And so I wanted to give you a heads up. It's been a rough day. All right. So hello and welcome. My name is Coach T, and I am a wife and marriage coach. I help and coach wives who are married to the absent husband, addicted to alcohol, addicted to abandonment, and addicted to adultery. And so, like I said, tonight is hard just because I did not want to do this live. But I felt very strong. About doing this, and I wanted to make sure I was obedient. One of the reasons why I'm so compassionate about teaching wives to stay with their husbands or try to help them to see their husbands from a different perspective is the heart that I have for our men. I have a heart for our men, especially ones who may be struggling in areas and a lot of wives don't have enough patience for. My heart really goes out to them. I am a boy mom. And so one of the things I always take into consideration too, when I'm coaching wives and when I'm coaching individuals, especially my ladies that's preparing for marriage, who I want to leave my son with if I'm not here on earth anymore. Like what person I would leave my son here with, or my sons with, who will be his wife. And that's why I try to really make sure that I'm getting the message across to my wives and really helping to understand what is taking place with their husbands. All right. And so the question I have for you: who bewitched your husband, wife? Who bewitched your husband? Like I said, tonight's message is a little deeper than some of the ones I've had in the past, but I wanted to bring this topic to the surface to the wives who are dealing with spouses who are going through hard stuff, okay? Maybe he's addicted to alcohol. Maybe he's addicted to drugs. Maybe he's addicted to women. Maybe he's addicted to pornography. Maybe he's addicted to stuff. All right? And so I really wanted to just take time out tonight and speak to that wife. All right? There was a sitcom back in the 60s called Bewitched. Hello. And the sitcom showed a woman, her name was Samantha, who falls in love with this regular guy. I think his name was Darren. They end up marrying each other, but he has no idea that the woman that he married is a witch. And she has all these powerful, witchy, magical things she can do. And she's connected to a witch and warlock society. And so with the twitching of her nose, I'm moving my mouth, not my nose. I can't even do it. With the twitching of her nose, she brought forth magic spell results, okay? And so they fall in love, they get married, and the guy, he finally finds out, and he tells her, like, look, I want you to stop this. But she's a witch. Galatians 3:1 says, you foolish Galatians, who has bewitched you? Who has bewitched you? And that is my question tonight for my wives. Who bewitched your husband? How did he get this way? What turned him to this place? How did he get to this place? I grew up around many, and have been in contact around many who, come in contact with ones who are using drugs as their coping mechanism to deal with life. I myself have never did drugs, not even weed. I've had a few contacts, but I've never done any type of drug before. But I have seen it. I have seen it. I have witnessed it. I have experienced it. I have lived through some of it firsthand, and I've seen people who are in this state, who are in this place. And I always wondered, and the question that I always have is, okay, the question I always have is, what happened? What has led them to this place? What happened and what has led them to this place? So many people are judging what they see presently taking place with a person without even taking the time or taking into account, how did this person get here? How did they arrive to this place? Okay. Who bewitched your husband? Why? Who bewitched him? Many wives are unaware that many of their husbands have been captivated by this type of spirit. The evil agent is sending all types of Delilahs and Jezebels and all kinds of things in the airways and using all types of different things, okay? He's sending wicked family members. He's sending backstabbing friends. He's sending negative people on the job. He's sending life. Let's just say that, okay? He's sending life. Whatever life can throw at a person and throw them off, this is what he's sending to people. This is what he's using in this hour to take people out, okay? He wants to make things hard for God's people. His goal is to take your husband out. His goal is to destroy your family. His goal is to destroy your marriage. His goal is for you not to come back from this, okay? He don't want you to come back from this. He wants you to lose out. Why is your husband such an easy catch? Why have he fallen so short from the grace of God? To be bewitched is to be under an evil influencer or to be charmed by someone, to be affected by witchcraft. Okay, so there we go. Nobody likes to talk about the word witchcraft, okay? Nobody wants to know about that word. Nobody wants to, when you say it, it's like, ooh, it sounds spooky or it sounds like something is, not good with that. But a lot of people are sleeping on it. A lot of people are too lack in that area when it comes down to witchcraft. And listen, this is the area where the enemy is taking over. This is the area where the enemy is using and doing things in the spirit realm, okay? I know people don't like that word, but the people of God have to become knowledgeable of the evil one's tactics. You need to be aware of how he's taking your husband and loved ones out, okay? You need to be aware of this. One of the spirits that falls under the witchcraft spirit, which I'm going to talk about tonight just briefly. One of those spirits is called the marine demon. It is called the marine demon. He is mostly referred to the spirit husband or the spirit wife, okay? The spirit husband or the spirit wife is something, or has been explained, where a person who comes to you in your dreams may look like somebody that you know, may look like someone that you date, it may look like someone that you're married to, and they come to have sex with you, okay? They come to have sex with you in your sleep. And so I wanted to just talk about that a little bit tonight briefly, because so many people are really sleeping on this area. And this is one of the reasons why I feel like it's so very imperative that people, the people of God, get wisdom, get understanding, get knowledge, learn the spiritual realm, understand what you're dealing with, understand what you're coming up against, okay? And so without getting too deep, I wanted to speak about one of the ways they can get influenced by this type of spirit. One of the ways, okay? I'm not going to get into it. It's actually a book by a pastor. His name is Pastor K. He's actually on YouTube. I absolutely love his teaching. He has a book. It's called Spiritual Diagnosis. If you can get that ebook, I highly recommend it. Okay, I highly recommend it. It teaches you different spiritual tools and weapons and things that you come up against, and a lot of times people are not even aware of. Okay, so he really gets down and deep into it. And so one of the ways this marine spirit, this marine demon is utilized on your spouse or utilized on your family member, it can come through sexual transference, fornication, adultery, pornography, lesbian, hanging out in clubs, sexual immorality, masturbation, proactivity, dressing, exposing your body parts, lust, sexual movies, sexual songs, crazy old kind of other songs. And I will also include incest sex, like a person who may have had sex with a family member. Okay. Now, if you can imagine putting all those things that I just read along with destructive addictions, if a person has got alcohol, a person is doing some type of drug, a person is, getting high some type of way, using prescription drugs, on top of all this type of stuff, you have to understand that that person has been bewitched. That person has been bewitched. And deception, spiritual blindness, a heart far, far, far away from God, and a reprobate mind is surely that person's portion. Okay? This person has been deceived. So many people think, oh, well, everybody's sleeping with other people. Oh, everybody cheating on their wives or their husband. Oh, this is what people do. This is what the young people do these days. We date and we have sex and we do these things. We have different partners. We watch pornography. We go to the club. We hang out. We listen to all this kind of music. And everybody is just living life, right? Everybody just living life. This is just a casual thing that they're doing, but they have no idea. They have no idea the trap. They have no idea the trap that the enemy is set up for them. And my prayer on this live is for the Lord to cover us, cover me, even as I speak and share this message. I pray that He cover me and that this message go out and it do not return back void. Okay. It is so important. It is so important for wives to get this understanding. And this is why I want to bring it. I want to just bring it to an end with this. I want wives to fully understand. If your husband has fallen into any of these categories that I just read about, if your husband has fallen into that, if your husband has been bewitched by some type of influencer, the strange woman is what they're using now, the strange woman. If your husband has been bewitched by some type of drug or some kind of alcohol, if your husband has been bewitched in this area, wife, you got to get on board. Okay? It is imperative that you get on board. It is imperative that you get on board. These acts is something that has to be dealt with and attended to. If you do not do your due diligence in this area, wife, especially if you have children, this thing will come on your children and capture them too. This is where that generational curse thing comes in, because it's like an ongoing thing. It's never in. If no one stands in the gap and say, okay, I'm going to stand in the middle of this and stop this foolery, I'm going to stand in the middle of this and stop this, it's going to be an ongoing thing. Okay. So let me ask you this question, wife. Are you willing to allow your hardened heart, your temper tantrums, your emotional spells, your pride, your broken spirit to bewitch your husband and possibly your children? Are you going to allow your brokenness? Are you going to allow your spirit of entitlement? Are you going to allow your attitude? Are you going to allow, I don't got to live like this? Are you going to allow, I'm supposed to be happy in my marriage? I'm supposed to be dealing with this. Are you going to allow those things to continue on in your bloodline? Are you going to allow that person, are you going to allow these things to continue to take hold of your children? And then your children and your children have to deal with these things? Or are you going to say, I'm going to make a difference? I'm going to be the one to stand in the gap. Okay? People use words like, oh, you have to only, you only have one life to live. You got to live your best life. We live in our best life. You got to enjoy life while we here. We live in our best life. Okay. But I want to tell you this. There is a heaven and there is certainly a hell. There is a heaven and a hell. And the enemy is sitting right there on the sideline, just waiting. Just tapping his foot and waiting. Just tapping his foot and wait. Okay? So keep living, but choose wisely which path you would take. Why? I want to emphasize this to you again. No, you are not held accountable for your husband's unhealthy choices. You are not held accountable for your husband's unhealthy choices. Because a lot of times I get wives saying, well, is it my fault that he's cheating? Or is it my fault that he had a childhood wound? Or is it my fault that he went through all these things in life? It's not my fault. He should have got some help for himself. He needed to go take care of himself. He needed to go do these things. Yes. You're not held accountable for his choices. You're not held accountable for the choices and the decisions that he made. But as his wife, the one that he is one with, are you willing to allow him to just be out on the limb like that? Are you willing to just leave him out like that? That's your if he's the father of your children, are you willing to just let him hang himself out like that? Okay. No, you're not accountable for his choices, wife. You're not accountable for his unhealthy choices. But if you allow God to use you to bring salvation, deliverance, and healing, do that. Do that. Especially for your children. Especially for your children. I want to encourage wives. It's important for you to go get yourself together. Go get your happy, go get your in your healthy place. Go get your mind right. Go get healing. Go get delivered. Go get set free. Go deal with all those things, those word curses. Go deal with all those painful things that you had to endure with him. Go get help for that. Go see about you. Go get into your happy place. Go self-care for yourself. Go make sure that you're taking care of yourself. And one of the reasons why this is so important, because you have a job to do. Your assignment as his wife is to help your husband get to Christ. Your assignment as his wife is to get your children there. Your assignment as his wife is to bring and teach and show other people about this God that we serve. This is your assignment, wife. It's not just about, oh, my happiness and my this. You have to understand there is a season of pain. There is a season of suffering. But after you have done that, I think I talked about it in Peter, after you have suffered a little while, God is going to come through for you. God is going to come through for you. So stop holding the grudge against your husband. Stop holding him captive to all the things he's done wrong. Yeah, he messed up. Yeah, he cheated. Yeah, he be doing drugs. Yeah, he be drinking and falling out and acting all kind of crazy. Yeah, he be mistreating you. Yeah, he be saying all kinds of nasty, mean words. Yeah, he be on the phone talking to other women. Yeah, he hang out all night and don't come home. Yeah, he do all those things. But what are you going to do about it? Because you can't do anything about him. You can't do anything about him. But you married to him. You got children from him. And God has asked you to stand in the gap on your husband's behalf. And so I want to just encourage you, wife. I want to encourage you, wife. This is what her Bonus Boost is all about. I want to encourage you to sign up. Sign up. Get your help. Get your healing. Check on your emotions. Check on yourself. www.marriagechroniclesbytanika.com. I want to encourage you to sign up for your Her Bonus Boost. Listen, who has bewitched your husband? And are you going to leave him out there like that? Or are you going to go and help him? Or are you going to go and come after him? I want to encourage you about to sign up for your Her Bonus Boost today. And I want you guys to be safe during this Halloween season. So many things going on. Like I said, it was a rough day for me. I actually lost a family member today. So it's very rough for me. But one of the reasons why I feel God pushing me to do this even tonight, like I said, I did not want to come on and do this. It's like he's saying, you got to get the word out. You got to get a message out. There is a heaven and a hell, and we're not fighting things in the natural. We're fighting principalities. We're fighting stuff in the spirit realm, and it is time for God's people to be knowledgeable about these things. All right? Sign up for your Her Bonus Boost. www.marriagechroniclesbytanika.com. Blessings.